Okay, there's something concerning about where LARPing community is going. It's basically going straight into the pits of hell. Guys, LARPing is not about making good content. That's weird. LARPing is about taking care of each other. It's about community effort and inviting more people in. Good content, yes, again, makes you competitive, makes you interesting. People look at you, but to the rest of the community, you look like a fucking show-off. You look like an asshole who's hogging up attention for no good reason. I don't really care how good your first video is. You can crank up, the interest for yourself as much as you want. But when you start being consistent now, I understand where you're going with it, right? So there's a lot of people who made, like even LARPing channels, they just uploaded one video, and it's like, fine, it's not a big deal. In fact, the funny thing happens with this channel. They uploaded a second video, making me question the whole fucking integrity behind their work. And most importantly, this video is so much more popular. Great. So there is a conflict of interest, right? Show of content kills the community. The community now has to pay off attention to this show of content. What do I buy tickets to your concert? Do you win the community over and the community dies for the sake of you? No. What actually should happen is we should get upset that this garbage is hogging up all the attention, right? It's overshadowing all the rest of us who want to be successful with just average content. That's the whole point. Community is not about content quality, it's about respect, it's about just being around, interacting, using community's aspects as resources. If you want to be successful, genuinely, go out into the real world, my guy. Rebrand yourself as quickly as possible. If all you wanted is just a boost of subscribers, we can understand that. As a community, we welcome that sort of behavior. You can be we can be your little place to boost yourself, to kickstart your career, to be inspired to start working and see if your quality is in par with just YouTube quality, YouTube expectations, right? But generally speaking, we don't want no fucking show-offs, though. Because, again, it raises the stakes for no reason. We want the average people. We expect the average people. We don't want people to think that the community is, like, closed off from them to try because they're not going to be as successful. No, by entering a community, you are successful, right? By joining, you are successful. So it pisses me off to see this shit pat go straight into the tombstone. And that thing that actually showed off the most, being called Tombstone, is the most greatest irony of all time. We're just rushing straight into the tombstone. We're throwing our community straight into the tombstone, to the nearest fucking grave. Why are we doing this, guys? Well, we can't help it. The world is Mr. Beastified. Number go up is the only thing we care about. We only care about boobies right now. Oh, bigger and bigger boobies. Oh my goodness. Hello, Internet. It's a me, MadPat. And I happen to know the downsides that await any community. We'll live through it. We'll send our community to the first hell. The second community to the second hell. And so on. It's like playing one of those games where you can die from anything you can think of. 100 ways to die, and we'll, through trial and error, we'll figure out all the ways. Alright, so prepare to go community jumping if you actually want subscribers, if you actually want, to have friends for once. Because the more people will fail inside communities, the more friendly they will become, realizing that friendship is magic. Instead, right now, we're just closed off losers in our basement editing our videos and trying to put as high quality as possible to impress all the little children out there. You know, scoop them up so we can make a career out of it. It's a very shady behavior, but if it works for you, I guess, just know that you're making enemies when you do stuff like this in a community, when you're being a show-off. So again, it really pisses me off that bro was like, hey, let's talk about the LARPers now.
To see how similar they really are to their 2016 counterparts. The LARPing Tombstone!
This is his starting point because it's the most subscribers, right? That is the way he deciphers what he should talk about in the first place. Community aspect is basically non-existent, and this guy is doing the same exact thing of like, what is the most popular thing in the LARPiverse? Let's just do that over there. Let's talk about this thing over there, guys. View chasers. Like, that's not a in-depth personality. In a community, you look like a fucking buffoon. You chasing views over relationships? We've seen what that turns into, eventually. There's a lot of, like, kid-oriented channels, they just want the views. Desperately, so they will target children, target low IQ audience, with as much as, like, bright, shiny things as possible. I think, second most subscribed channel below Mr. Beast is something like that. I'm kind of referring to, like, Stoke Twins. Yes, they like this themselves in the second place, too. What do you know? And who are they? They're just view chasers. That's it. You know exactly what they're doing. And you know exactly that real people don't actually subscribe to this. Only brain rot people actually like this. Because I haven't actually seen these people in the first place. They don't even, like, show up in a Mr. Beast video for the sake of cameo. Right? We don't know who they are. I would be surprised if anyone is LARPing at them in the first place, like successfully LARPing. How do you even LARP something like this? Right? How do you LARP live action content? So again, View Chaser is not one of those personalities that I'm attracted to in any way. But here you go. This guy did something also interesting. Like, he's already sitting at E tier when it comes to how much I care about this channel. It's very close to F tier. It's very close to being completely disregarded as complete trash, right? I pass the torch to you, my friend, obviously. That's a big one. I think you picked the wrong person, though. So if you watch this video, the only evidence he has for LARPing Tombstone to be this, made by the original creator, basically LARP community was infiltrated somehow. Like, it's very unlikely that that's what's going on. It is fishy to see the original creator to be here, but I feel like artists have more time on their hands and they have to do more research when it comes to music. They have to just click on videos automatically. Just sit there and click around until they, you know, find themselves, and it's like, what the fuck is this, right? It's like looking in the mirror. This is crazy. It is a fishy comment in and of itself, but this shouldn't raise the idea that it's the same person. When I look at LARPing Tombstone's channel, it's very different quality, very different style as well. Like, it's completely different things being done than the original channel. So I'm not sure why you would ever assume that there's some kind of conspiracy going on, especially going as far as to claim that LARPing Tombstone and Larpapplier have collabed in the shadows to come up with this idea. Like, no one knows what's going to be successful on YouTube. You can't just pull out stuff like this and expect that it's going to work. There's not a pre-planned bullshit like this. All of this is conspiratorial thinking. It makes no sense.
Well, would you believe me if I told you that the Living Tombstone and Larpapplier have been planning this from the beginning?
I will not believe you. Just pulling that shit out of your ass.
Or the tour, knowing the Larping Tombstone would become popular due to how similar it is.
No one knows any of this stuff. Like, that's a crazy assumption to just know that, well, it's going to be automatically popular, guys. First, they don't even need the popularity. They might need to, like, spice things up as a promotional material. That also would make sense. But now collaborating with, like, LARPify, like, what the fuck is this? Not only that, if you actually look at the LARPing Tombstone, you get Japanese kanji in there, shoved in there. There's so much, Japanese stuff in there, including the high effort. Like, if anyone is to become a show-off in a community, is a Japanese guy, or an Asian guy in general. They're hard-working people, okay? That is to be expected from them. So unfortunately, I do have to stand against these schizo takes, and be surprised how popular it is. Alright, are you sure you want to put this out there into the open? What if you're totally wrong? Again, popularity isn't always a good thing if you can't actually handle it and you cannot actually produce anything valuable to your audience. Just a bunch of lies.
Thick of hit.
That's why people act like this.
Starting their career with a smash hit banger.
That's why they just, like, lean onto factoids. As many factoids crammed into their little scripts as possible. Because it's very scary to actually assume things, to suspect things. It is very, uncertain territory. Well, in true theorist fashion, bro has managed to pull it off. Am I right? Can't wait for the third video, really. I do think that this is also, like, pull out of your ass material a little bit. It felt like it. But now I know what to look for. I know what to look forward to.
Thick of hit.
If you actually think about it, think of it as so popular that someone would actually come up with this idea, like, naturally. Someone would naturally just smash up a bunch of things that they liked, just cram a bunch of internet culture that they grew up with. Yeah, this makes sense. This makes sense as a real, genuine, original person doing original things and not some bullshit, original creator LARPing as themselves. Like, that's weird. Considering that the other story, the more normal scenario is very likely. Extremely likely. Especially, like, this is also a very, very Japanese thing. This is very Japanese thing. Like, this, like, uncanny train thing. Yeah. All of this screams Japan. So you're not gonna convince me with your bullshit take, but that's the thing. Like, he will not be able to, like, hear me when I say to his face that your take is bullshit. He will not hear me. He will just continue going forwards to his doom. And I can't wait to see it. It matters. It matters how you come up with content. It matters what it represents and what it's trying to tell the audience. People don't usually catch those things, but I am, built different. So yeah, again, it's a very shady thing to be like, oh, let's introduce LARPers, and then you just introduce the show-off LARPer. That everyone wants to see. It doesn't represent LARPing at all. Like, literally not at all. It's only closes off LARPing to a closed-off community of like, well, you can't LARP because look at this content. You can't do this. You can't possibly keep up with the community effort. It's over now. You need this level of content to be able to keep up. We're sending wrong messages by promoting this bullshit.
Jacksepticeye and PewDiePie at the...
Why did he not mispronounce Jacksepticeye, though? Why Markiplier and PewDiePie? Why not that guy, though? He's mispronouncing, like, everyone. What a rage bait YouTuber, bro.
Their career. Creators like Charlie D'Amelio and Bella Porsche.
I do have to say this. Another criticism being thrown that is not actually legitimate is worrying about TikTok in general. Of like, well, it's low-effort content on TikTok. Yeah. It is what it is. And it's watchable. Now, considering that these are the pinnacles of content creation, no. Obviously not. people doing all sorts of things on TikTok. And that's another point of, like, you can just pay attention to something that's popular and miss the whole fucking point.
Bella Portia completely
Bella Portia, by the way. I'm saying he's pronouncing things wrong on purpose. He's an asshole like that.
changed the public's perception of
The other thing that I find really annoying is like, oh, I put blood, sweat, and tears into content, and now TikTokers can just do whatever and get famous. And it's like, that's not exactly what's going on here. The fact that content quality lowered to acceptable degree where anyone can do anything, and we just chose these two people in particular to be popular. They still have been chosen. They're not like, they are organically popular. And they're rightfully so. They're like likable personalities. Blood, sweat, and tears is not an argument. It's a very, very high cost situation. It shouldn't be like this when it comes to content creation. And people are really overwhelmed by AI being so easy to use. But that's the point. There is no reason to expect people to slave for content. Like, we're human beings. We would only, first of all, slave for content if there is an actual tangible reward as a result. But unfortunately, it's more like gambling. Whatever you produce doesn't automatically become popular. All TikTok did is lower the entry bar so more people can try out their style of content and see if they can get the ball rolling. It's a good thing, not a bad thing. And no, blood, sweat, and tears, we don't need that necessarily in a community. That's the whole fucking point that I'm trying to make, is it creates a bunch of show-offs that show off their crazy skills. Except behind those crazy skills usually lies the ultimate pitfall. You're just not gonna last very long. Okay? You're not gonna last very long. You're gonna exhaust yourself. You're gonna enter a burnout. And the rewards that you're getting, not gonna be good enough to sustain your, interests of going forward with it. You might have impressed people with your first video inside Larping community, but can you continue though? How long can you go like this? I am very curious. Calling this a trap is understatement of how dangerous it is to chase high quality content made solely by you, not your editors. You're not being helped by anyone. You for some reason found yourself wishing for this sort of thing to come out of your body. You want to enslave yourself potentially for, I don't know, $20 at a time. Community is actually a perfect opportunity for you to try something, cheaper. Don't push yourself too hard. Also, embrace the personality that you have, not just whatever you're LARPing as. I let MatPat rub off of me, not become like MatPat's egg that is hatching every now and then to be just like him. This is uncanny, okay? What this looks like is like a skin suit. It's wearing a skin suit. It's wearing like someone's face. Like, why would you create a graphic like this? That's crazy. You played literally into the uncanny nature that Penguin Zero was trying to point at. The skinwalkers. People trying to wear other people's skin. It's like, what the hell is this?
I've spoken of how similar LARP YouTubers are to their 26.
No, you haven't. You just talked about one channel. Like, it's so funny to see how oblivious he is of, like, what content he is presenting us and what conclusions he's making. It's so outlandish. I don't think he's a smart person. I think when I'm looking for a MatPat Slarper, at least be smart. But I guess that's just a theory. A LARP theory. And you know what? I'm gonna spice it up a little bit. I'm gonna say, thanks for watching.